How are we going, everyone? If you're wondering what time of the day it is, well, it's always in the afternoon that we film this, the day before we upload it. So if you're watching it as it's just been uploaded, well, it's been filmed about 12 hours earlier. How's that? Now, I'm standing in one of our little garden beds here, and it's a beautiful, shady afternoon. It's still quite warm. Having a look around in my space here, and we are still in summer, obviously, but we're going to get into autumn, as you know, and the autumn range is going to kick in pretty fast. I haven't sown my autumn seeds, and I'm about to do that, not today that is, but I'm going to do it in the next few days and do some demos on it and show you how I sow my seeds. But I've got these here. These are little lettuce plants in tube stocks, in the 3-inch tube stock. I went to a farmer's market or just a general market a couple of weeks ago while there was no COVID lockdown, and found a grower there, a home grower that is, and he's got some beautiful seedlings. Does a great job. I can't remember the company name or the business name, but what I'm going to do with these is plant them out into here, scatter them around. I'm not going to put them all together. So you can see I've got a few gaps, and this is the beautiful thing about a mixture of planting. You've seen my other garden beds in the larger area where I've got mass planting of one variety in different beds, like your chicory, no lettuce there actually, chicory, tomatoes, spring onions and so on, and capsicums. But here I've got everything scattered. There's perpetual spinach growing there. If you haven't recognised that, that's like the New Zealand spinach, grows like a weed. It's the alternative to typical spinach. It doesn't bolt like your typical spinach does in the heat of summer. So all year round, that's a pretty good plant to have. Stevia, we've also got stevia growing in here. We've got a variety of chilies. You can see them just coming into fruit now. They've been flowering. They don't look like to be the large fruiting type, but they are the super hot ones. Now, I got this from Clive. Folks, I'm planting autumn seedlings. Let me finish this topic. I'm planting some of these seedlings now because I don't want to get all my lettuce growing at once. And the biggest problem you have is when you plant too many of the same variety, they all at the same time, that is, they all grow at once, and you've got to harvest them almost all at once. And if there's not many of you in the family, you're stuck with a lot of plants that you're not going to eat, and you're going to be giving them away or feeding your chickens or straight in the compost bin. Beautiful, healthy plants. The concern I have, and being an ex-nurseryman for over 30 years, they don't go backwards too much, especially lettuce, but some plants, well, I just don't like having to separate tube stock that's entangled like this. This is the worst part about it, because you're going to tear a lot of these roots up. And when you do that, the plant does slow down a bit, and it takes it an extra week or 2 weeks to settle down. If it doesn't go backwards completely and curl over, it'll take at least 2 weeks to take off again. Now, look what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to sort of tickle the roots so I can loosen it up a bit and get the soil to break away, because the roots is like a mesh holding the soil together. And I've got, there's at least a dozen or 2 dozen lettuce plants. It's no good planting them side by side like that. They'll grow as one big one, but you know, I try to salvage every single little plant that I have in a punnet. Now, next episode or next little segment we do, maybe not the next one, but you'll see me doing some seeding, and I use a seeding tray, cell tray, 72 cell tray, 36 cell tray and so on. So that means you can put each seed into each cell on its own, and you're not doing this, tearing the roots apart. And you can feel it tearing, but it has to be moist, folks. If you're going to pull the seedlings apart from a punnet or a tube stock, it has to be moist before you do that. Dry soil with the roots in it all tangled up will actually tear the roots apart, because the soil compacts and it hardens off. Whereas when it's moist, it pulls apart a little bit easier. And that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to plant these out into the garden beds, separate them one by one. I don't like this. I love the seedlings, but I don't like how they're tangled up. So we go in the middle, pull them up. Oh, listen to this. Hear that? Listen, I'm going to try and pull it apart, and you're going to hear the roots tearing. Oh, that hurts. Could you hear that? I'll do it again. There we are. So that's what happens. You can hear the roots tearing apart, and all right, they're only little, they'll grow pretty fast back, but try and grow them separately if you can, or not so many in the one. Look, well, they belong to some plant, didn't they? They've just come off now. So separate your seedlings, start sowing your seeds for the autumn range. We're going to have a new range coming out. Check it out on our website. Lots of different varieties, broccoli, cauliflowers, cabbages, all sorts of things. Check it all out. And don't forget to feed them. As soon as you put them in the ground, get the liquid gold onto them. If you've got sea salt, that's great. Our liquid gold, we love that stuff, and our Eco Butch. Our Eco Butch for lettuce, you'll harvest, I reckon, we'll do the demo. We're going to plant these today. I'm going to feed them with Eco Butch and liquid gold and time it. Today's the 18th, I think it is. Yep, so we'll see how long it takes before these are ready to harvest with our liquid fertiliser, because our Eco Butch, with the natural blood meal that it is going to make these grow literally overnight. Naturally, organically certified that is too, so you feel safe that when you do harvest and eat, you're not poisoning yourself or the earth for that matter. Have a look at this. The soil is so hard because I'm stepping on it, because I do like watering over the top. I've got a drip system. Here it is. Have a look. There it is there. But I still like watering on top, and that's why I'm stepping in the end, it's compacting it, which is a no-no really at the end of the day, but the plants are doing well. This chili from last year, well, it's actually taken off. Which one's this? It's Bishop's Crown. I persisted with it, folks. I thought it was going to die completely. I did lose a couple of other ones, but this one's actually taken off, so I'm excited about that. Now, dry soil is a nuisance, especially when you're walking it. It goes super hard. And if you've got that problem in your garden bed and you're planting the new season, I talk about a no-dig garden, but it is vital that you do break up the crust on the surface, so you break that water tension, that compaction that exists, because otherwise water won't penetrate that easily and it won't get enough airflow, so the roots will suffer. I know I walk in here all the time, and this is my pathway. This is my little dog trail right here across to there. That's all I do, except for where the videographer is standing right now. Get off it. So get them into your garden, sow some seeds, and have a continuous planting regime so that you can harvest throughout the season. By the way, I picked a lot of big malaccas today. What does that mean? We're going to start collecting the seed for you. I know you want it. Sit back, relax. They're coming soon. Check it all out on thesilliesgarden.com and the Eco Butch Liquid Gold 6-pack special. Get some in now into your garden shed. Stock up for autumn. Maresi.